Kidding, right? Daisies are so last century. What if someone sees me?
Not with this motley crew, he won't.
He's like licking trash.
Joey, stop that. Get back to the flowers.
Oh, honey! No! Do it! Do it!
Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah, so this film is obviously going to be the ripoff of the DreamWorks film Bee Movie. Now, before I begin, it's not a crime to make a movie about bees, okay? You can make a movie about anything, really. You can have unicorns, rainbows, dragons, whatever fancies your need, okay? But the DreamWorks film came out in 2007, the same year this asshat company called SparkPlug Entertainment decided to shit out their own version. Now, I will admit that the DVD box cover doesn't look that bad, okay? Now, the reason I say it doesn't look too bad is because they have the little cute little bee floating from the beehive, and then you got the cute little sayings and all that. But if you look closely to the left side, you'll notice all the little shitty videos and the shitty screenshots. And I mean, that should be like a fucking dead giveaway, you know? It don't even look that freaking appealing to the eye. I mean, honestly, it just make your fucking eyes bleed.
Yeah, but I thought it was a great movie. I mean, you haven't even talked about the stories or the characters and what they have to fight. You know they have to fight oppression.
Bonnie, you're a radical.
If believing in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness makes me a radical, then yes, I am.
Ah, yes, the characters and their story. Yeah, so before I get into the story, let me introduce you to some of the fucking characters. This first character, by far, is the least annoying out of the main characters. And the reason I say this is because, unlike most main characters that SparkPlug just loves to dish out as a complete dumbass, this character genuinely cares about his teammates. He doesn't want anything to happen to them. Therefore, he doesn't really do anything in the movie until the very end, where he decides to stand up to the evil Queen Tyrant to make sure that everything is restored to balance, going out of his way to getting kicked out even. Now, this is something new that SparkPlug doesn't really like to do, I guess, because in their other movies, usually the main characters are either very selfish, or oblivious, or just a complete dumbass. And this character actually is more well-rounded compared to the rest. But don't get it twisted. This movie is still pretty fucking bad.
Hello? It's like a dumpster. Ew! Totally nasty! Okay, that's enough. I don't think so. As if... Like, ew?
Buffy, you've got to choose one flower and deplete it.
Bing, please. These flowers are nasty.
Buffy, go back into that flower and extract all the liquid you can.
This could, like, ruin my reputation.
Next up, we have the bitchy character called Buffy. And unlike the cool version of Buffy, the badass vampire slayer, this Buffy just basically nitpicks everything and will bitch at everyone when things are not up to her standard. So she is a cliche of a cliche. Because why not?
Mmm, delicious.
Stop snacking.
But I'm hungry.
Hey, this is efficient.
Thanks.
Ignore the toad, Joey.
That's easy for you to say. They always go for the fat ones first. What now?
Ugh, honestly, this is giving me a headache just even doing this. This character doesn't really actually do anything except for chomping away at some fucking flowers. I mean, if somebody deleted this character from the script, nothing would be lost, honestly. So he's just really a complete useless character that's supposed to be LOL for no fucking reason at all, because he's chubby and random. By the way, I should tell you, if you thought Buffy's voice was pretty wretched, well, you're gonna have your ears turned inside. Pistol's voice is just so damn depressing, it's not even funny. Just listen to this.
Pistol.
We won't make much.
Honey? Oh, we'll make plenty.
Not with this motley crew, we won't. Hey! Isn't that on purpose? Not much nectar. Don't think we're the A-team?
Oh, fuck off, you whiny ass character complaining about nothing really. Why they decide to give her such an annoying voice is beyond me. Speaking of annoying, the very last character of the group will surely, and I'm not shitting you, will surely piss you off. This character is the stupid one.
Whoa, Zips. You can't pull me a pretzel.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I miss Pistol! So tired!
You need to shut the fuck up!
Now, if someone was to never come across these videos, let alone watch them, there is a reoccurring goal in these types of videos to teach children an important life lesson or moral. However, the way everything is executed with piss poor animation and strange voices, I honestly doubt that any child, unless they were bad, would sit 5 minutes of this crap. But I digress. The story follows the happy-go-lucky being who's the leader of the honey gatherers, who frolics flower to flower, just casually trying to live his life out the way nature intended it to be. No big deal. But all that's changed when the new queen arrives in the hive unannounced, basically forcing Bing to do more work and to kill off the flowers like a slave mistress. Oh, and I should say that the big reason for this is because she has a fetish of honey or something.
Listening, pure gold. I want more. Honey, honey.
In addition to wanting her hive to be the talk of town, basically being popular, there's also a small snippet where she wanted to prove her deceased mother that she'd become an iron-fisted queen because she was, get this, too nice.
You know, Bing, when I was young, Mummy said I would never be queen. She said I was too nice. No one thinks I'm too nice now, Mummy.
Anyway, when she starts making crazy demands, Bing's emotional support and love interest, Bonnie, shows up to tell him to leave and start a rebellion, which of course, as I mentioned before, he doesn't do so until the very last part because he doesn't want to leave his troops behind, despite how incompetent they are.
Forget honey production targets. Live as bees were meant to.
But I can't abandon my troops. They need me. Especially now with all the changes. The pressure. I'm sorry, Bonnie.
There's also another antagonist who just hates Bing's guts for no particular reason. His character has the whole evil look, as you can see, black and red, fucking black wings, and he's a lazy asshole that just wants to get Bing banished so he doesn't have to do any work. Okay, so I guess the hive is no longer organic. I guess it's now a metallic hive. And what the fuck is he supposed to be now? A fucking robot?
It's time to learn the meaning of work, of dedication, of loyalty.
We just got to bed!
Sleep privileges are canceled. Starting now, you work 24/7 making honey and expanding the hive.
And I should mention that the old queen that's moved in with Bonnie's beehive doesn't really particularly care that she's been booted out. She just be like, oh, I don't know why I'm booted out. And doesn't really actually show any anger or any real thought behind it. She's just kind of useless and just kind of pathetic.
You sure leaving was a good idea?
Bonnie, I was forced to leave.
Why?
I'm not sure. I don't know. One moment I was sharing a friendly pot of royal jelly with the elders. The next, I was out, and Akif was queen.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
You really don't care, do you? Or you just don't even try?
So you come here, to the Lincoln Memorial.
Yep.
A monument dedicated to Abraham Lincoln, the president who ended slavery.
And Washington loved honey. He ate it every morning. Washington, you know, he could have been king, but he chose democracy.
First question, how did they know who George Washington is? How did they know who Abraham Lincoln is in the monument? It's never explained or shown. And I would doubt they would have a grand library or a history lesson when there's less than 20 bees in the entire hive. It honestly makes no sense. But if it did make sense, that would require more work and care into the video, which, let's be honest, that will never happen. Companies such as SparkPlug will continue to exist as long as there's potential profit to be made by piggybacking good movies to lure people into thinking they are the good films, or at least pretend to be the spin-off. But I digress. When Bing eventually gets banished, he comes across Bonnie and the old queen to rant about how the elders chose Akif as their new queen, which then the old queen tells them how she fed royal jelly to the elders and ate some herself as a friendly gesture, only to be kicked out instantly, which led to Akif becoming queen. But the stupid thing is that when Bing hears about it, he immediately puts 2 and 2 together and comes to the conclusion that Akif poisoned the elders.
Well, I tried to bump off a few old bees. So what? I was born to be queen.
Something that her dumbass can figure out on her own. Also, if she ate jelly, why didn't she get sick? Does that make any sense at all? No, of course not. What am I saying? This is shit plug I'm talking about. There's no rhyme, no reasoning, just nonsensical happenings to make you sick. Are you kidding me? Really? You're gonna add a scene that sounds like that? Like a freaking makeshift porno? What? No, seriously, listen again closely. But take out the animation and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Not so fast.
Oh my god, this is just so weird. The bees like, not so fast. This is such bullshit. And then it's like they got this Final Fantasy music playing in the background. They make it so dramatic. And these daggone bees are just like, oh my god, it's just, I don't know how anybody can make it to this part. So after that scene, Akif gets booted off the throne and everything returns to normal. But not after Akif whines how everything was going so well and how she will return to reclaim the throne by not being so nice. But she is soon chased off by the toad that apparently barks and growls like a fucking dog.
Time.
Good girl. Toads make the best pet.
Oh yeah, and that's the bee that supposedly got eaten by the toad that no one actually cared to go look for.
You think Pistol's alright?
No.
But anyway, I think that wraps it up. And good God, was that a terrible movie. The only positive thing I can say is that at least it wasn't a long drawn out movie that's boring, made entirely with grunts. There's some laughable moments and scenes such as this one, with the bees not even matching the background because it's probably some stock image found on the web, or that thrusting scene. It's worth a peek if someone is honestly buzzed or just want to laugh at bad movies. But that's just my thoughts.
That was a little weird.